Often when a mandibular denture is broken, it is in two pieces like this. The first step in repairing it is to realign the pieces as accurately as possible and secure them together with sticky wax. Apply sticky wax along the fracture lines on both the lingual and labial surfaces. Break a tongue blade in two pieces to make two wooden splints. Attach the splints across the occlusal surfaces of the denture using sticky wax. These will hold the denture in position. Mix a small amount of impression plaster and vibrate some of it into the residual ridge area on the tissue side of the fracture site. Place the remaining impression plaster on a glass slab and settle the denture into the plaster. It will take about 10 minutes for the plaster to set. When the impression plaster has set, remove the splints and the sticky wax from the occlusal surfaces and the fracture site of the denture. Using the lab knife, gently separate the denture pieces from the plaster cast. If the cast breaks at the fracture site, another cast must be poured. Trim the cast on the model trimmer. And using the laboratory knife so that the pieces of the denture may be easily reassembled on it. Using an acrylic burr, remove the acrylic resin from both sides of the fracture line on both the labial and lingual areas until there is a space of 1 to 2 millimeters. Paint liquid foil substitute over the entire surface of the impression plaster cast. Cleanse the denture sections of all debris by washing them, then dry and reposition them on the impression plaster cast. Using a small brush, wet the margins of the fracture line of the two pieces of denture with liquid monomer. Then dip the wet brush into the powder polymer and paint some of it into the fracture site. Repeat the procedure several times, building up the acrylic resin in the fracture until it is overfilled. Do this in both the lingual and labial areas. Apply a thin layer of petroleum jelly over the new acrylic resin and set the cast and denture aside for approximately 5 minutes until it reaches the doughy stage. When the acrylic resin reaches the doughy stage, place the denture and cast in a rubber bowl of lukewarm water. After about 10 to 15 minutes, when the acrylic resin has hardened, use the laboratory knife to remove the denture from the cast. Vulcanite burrs may be used to smooth and contour the repaired area. Use the rag wheel with wet pumice to further polish the area. Then finish the polishing with Bendix. When completed, the denture is properly aligned. There is no porosity in the acrylic resin. The contour across the fracture line is smooth, and there are no sharp ridges on the tissue side.